Hi everybody! Thursday 2 bows have arrived occasionally, and one of them, the first one who has reached us, is the Korean bow. This is an original bow from Korea made by a Korean bowyer, Kim Min Cheol. I hope that I pronounce it somehow okay. And yeah, so the Korean traditional bowyers who currently bow KTBs do this following a certain pattern. So this is quite defined how every single area of the bow shall look like. So that's the reason why the KTBs look very similar. There are different lengths available. This one is a medium size, and there's a larger size as well, of course, and a smaller. The difference is just that much. Yeah, so that is the variation. All KTBs are very thin, so quite sleek, and they yet have a handle like this. The bow comes without this grip band glued on it. When you receive the bow from this traditional bowyer, you see the foam that he has kindly already shaped somehow, and then you just shape it the way you need it for your hand. In this case, you should have here, and I think this hand is still a bit large, ½ centimeter or so. For me, this is now approximately 1 centimeter, but it feels good for me. And yeah, so the handle is relatively small. You can see it here. I've rounded the lower edge a bit so that it doesn't poke here in my hand. And yeah, then I glued the band on. And with this bow, I have received spare foam, so just in case I mess it up the first time, and spare grip band. Also spare vanes for the arrows that come with this bow, but first about the bow. So this KTB is 51 inches long, unstrung, and if strung 46.5 inches. Race height is 5.5 and weight 290 gram. So it's a very lightweighted bow. The arrow pass has a width, after I have here glued on a leather for left-hand shooting, 29 millimeters. Before it was 28. That's just the leather thickness. And yeah, what else to say? So this bow, I'm not so 100% sure about the materials. What I can see is that we have an artificial fabric on the back. We have, and now I need to guess already, I think it's an epoxy layer on the belly. And here inside, it looks like a fiber to me. So it could be that it's a carbon layer, but I'm not so sure about. What I am sure about is that we have bamboo wood inside. So that was something special that the bowyer has offered. There are two main woods used for the KTBs. One is ash, which is a bit cheaper, and the other is bamboo. And we have here bamboo all over. So you can see here the bamboo on this zia, and it's included here in the whole bow as well. The nominal strength that the bowyer has measured in Korea is 30 pound at 31.3 inches. The reason why I mention it that way is that I will have higher poundages here in Germany. So according to Wikipedia, in Korea we have now humidity around 80%. And here, so inside our house, it's between 40 and 50, and here outside it's currently 20. So this is significantly less Yeah, the sun is shining. We had yesterday a not so shiny day, and now the sun is shining again. So, yeah, whatsoever. Okay, stringing. We have 2 strings, and first I would like to show you the traditional string with the knots. I have here added the typical add-on or knocking point, although it's not a point, for the traditional arrows. And I'll show you in a bit why. So first stringing. Stringing is easy. So. Yeah, it's easy if you have made sure that the string is kept on the hoodie. If you fool around a lot, like I did. So. Again. Okay. So you see here the short brace height, 5.5. And you see the knots nicely sitting on the string bridges. So, and this is one of the arrows that come with a KTB. What you should see here at first is that we have blunt points. The Korean archery that is currently practiced is not 3D archery or some target archery that is close by. They practice and shoot on a distance of 145 meters. There is a story behind. I don't know if it's the only reason, but I've been told that this style or practice was initiated when the Manchus have come to Korea and wanted to get more land. Yeah, so they tried to occupy. And the Korean archers tried to avoid that the Manchus came close, and so they have shot to distance. Yeah? The target was to prevent the Manchu archers getting close. And that's the reason why they still practice on distance. And these arrows are specific. They have not only the blunt points that we can get here in Europe as well, or somewhere else. They have also other nocks. So these nocks don't fit. They are too loose on a standard string. And here on this string it would be too loose as well, like this. It would just drop. But if you have then this, now it suits. Yeah, you need to wrap around a string and make it fit there. So this is how the traditionals do it. I've been told that in Korea there are archery schools, and every archery school has a bowmaster. And the bowmaster is responsible for the bows and I think so for the strings as well, so they perfectly know how to do it right. So mine is not as good as a master would do it, first attempt, yeah. But it's working, I think. All right, now let's check the strength. We have here a measuring arrow somewhere. Yeah, here. So here is 31 inches. This is quite a lot for me. I need to put it here below. Okay, now I will try to pull it 31. I think so much. 38.12. Again. 37.6, around 38. And in Korea, the buyer has measured 30. So this is the reason, or that is what I've explained before, it's the humidity factor. So temperature is currently relatively high. We have, as the thermometer tells me, 32 degree. I think it feels more like 26, 28. So the temperature is approximately similar, but the humidity is significantly lower. Yeah? Only a fourth approximately. Okay, what else to say? Practicing Korean traditional archery, as it has been practiced for around 200 years, as I said, is towards a target that is far away. My garden is significantly shorter. So how to practice? Well, potentially with a pole arrow. What is a pole arrow? We have here an arrow, and in this case I didn't drill a hole here in the blunt point, but I've taken a whistling point. In this case it's also brass that is screwed on. And we have here a very heavy arrow. I want to use as much energy as possible to reduce the impact on the band here. So this band is more than 5 meters long. And the pole arrow usually is attached to a pole. I don't have a pole here, not yet. And it's difficult with law morning if there is a pole there standing around, so this is not so comfortable. So I need to have another solution. One solution could be that I use here one of the pillars, or I can use the small cherry tree. There are a few options. Let's see which will I use later. Right. Usually I forget something, so that's bending length of this Korean traditional bow, medium size, is 41 inches. So measured from here to there, from there to there. Okay, what else? Recommended arrow weight is, according to Bamboo Archery Table, 9 grain per pound. So bow length is small. It's a small zero, so we have then 10 grain per pound, but for a Korean bow you can subtract 10%, which means 9 grain per pound. For this bow I need an arrow weight of 305 grain, since I won't exceed 31 inches, as you have seen this was already. And so 305 grain per pound would be fine. When I measure later the speed, I have 4 arrows that I would use then for the target, and use then the other string. These arrows have 312 grain per pound, so it's close to the recommended arrow weight. The arrows that came with the bow have 370 grain per pound, so I can shoot up to 41 pound. So this one will be fine for all cases. But if I would be in a contest, I would check the actual drawing weight and use then the perfect arrow for this, because otherwise I will never reach the 145 meters. I will drop 5 to 20 meters before the target. Okay, right. Did I forget something else? Next draw, I don't know. And yeah, what else? The bow came also with this nice bow sleeve. The extra string was paid, and yeah, the 6 arrows were included. And yeah, that's it. So I will shoot. Here is a spare string and so on with this tsukagi. This is a very great thing, so I need to come closer. This is a male ring. Yeah, don't know why they say. This one is very special. This was a present, and this present was a present before. So this ring cannot be bought by someone. So the previous owner has inserted here this gemstone, and yeah, made this as a present to his friend. And I met this friend at the Korean Archery Days, end of May, and this was the first ring that really was suitable for me. So I haven't had this experience before. So I asked, where can I get this kind of ring? And yeah, after asking a few times, it made me a present. So it's a very valuable ring. And you say, okay, this is too loose. So you need this band. You can see here, this is thin leather, and then it gets thicker and thicker. Then you just make it tight, and now it's sitting extremely well. And how to use? You take the bow like this, and then you have these two fingers, and this works like this. Yeah, so the string is held here, and it's locked with these two fingers. Really cool. And if you just pull, yeah, no problem. Pulling Korean style, as far as I have learned today, 2 months ago, and please mind that I'm a bloody beginner in Korean archery. Yeah, so this is just what I have taken from this weekend. Yeah, so don't think that I'm a master on this, but I can tell you what I have learned. Taking or grabbing the bow exactly the correct way is having it like this, then putting the index finger here, then you have already the right angle. Then you pull, and you start from the forehead, and then go 50-50 to front and back. And then you pull as much as possible, and then you aim here like this. And you don't stand in that direction to the target, but you stand this way, around, very open. Then you just, yeah, it's not that you do it like this. Yeah, it's just this kind of movement. Yeah, yeah. I hope that I've captured all. And now I would like to start shooting. So not sure if this is the perfect angle for the camera, but I've decided to attach the pole arrow to that pillar. And yeah, let's see. Weight of this arrow is, oh, it was really heavy. I don't know yet. 800 grain or something, so really massive. Okay. So there's a lot of, I see. I need to take the traditional, the other string. But let's check first, only shortly. Yeah, so this is critical to the nock. Basically it works. I use the upper one. All right, I have attached the pole arrow to the, how do you call it in English? On the crossbar. This is steel and should hold, yeah, so no problem. And I have here my Sokage. Benefit of this feature is that you, if the thumb swells, you just make it a bit loose and then it's fine again. So really cool. All right, I have now attached the standard string as we know it, so the knock fits. Yeah, and now let's shoot. Yeah. All right. Okay, I'm a bit too close, so the band slapped my arm. That was clear somehow. Okay, yeah, that is what I should do. Because if I go that direction, this is not so good for the arrow, but if I go there, it's better. All right. Still. That's the problem if it's up. Yeah. And I need to attach down. Okay, I try. So, after I slapped my arm here and there, cool, huh? My husband was so nice and attached this one to a stone, and that should work too. Much better, I suppose. All right. Arrow, bow, good to go. It's a rhyme that must be true. So, without the leather, yeah. Tsukagi, fitting. Huh? That was nicely working. This is something you can do even on a large balcony. Okay guys, you just need an arrow, blunt point or whistling arrow, and 5 meters paracord, then you're good to go. And a stone with a piece of metal in it that you can attach the band. So, open stand, you inhale, just get tight, tighten your body, then start from the forehand. In case you have attached more flu arrows like this to the loop, then you can shoot in a row. I have only one. I always need to make sure that this is tightly attached. I think I have secured it with Loctite because it got loose every shot. And I don't want to risk that the arrow is then off. So the bow feels very nice, so the draw is very smooth, yeah, so no problem. And yeah, we have just measured, it's around 38 pound, so it's not a lightweight. If I would have ordered a 35-pound bow, I would already be at more than 40 pound. And for a training bow, this is perfect for me. So, hopefully the arrow doesn't touch the camera. So assuming that there in 145 meters is my target. So this is really nicely working. Very good. Okay, we need to do another measurement round because it came to my mind that this arrow is only 29.5 inches long. And yeah, so it's worth double checking. We have the bow, we have the arrow, and then scale on .5 times 9 is 300 and a bit, and this is then less than 313. That would be okay to use. It's quite good matching. If I want to have a longer jaw, this is an arrow that has 32 inches length, and my max 36.72. 36 times 9. Oof. Note it down here. So the weight of this arrow is 405 grain, and this is much more. So we would have the opportunity to take the speed of approximately 9 grain per pound and a bit higher. These arrows, I thought they were longer, but they aren't. They are indeed the same length as mine. Okay, then we have 2 sets. My black tiger quiver set could have been delivered today, but it isn't. Will arrive Monday, hopefully then. And instead of the original Korean quiver, I have here now my Mongolia quiver. Naja, he will stand in for his colleague, and furthermore I use the bamboo archery for this measurement because it's quite nicely working with the Turkish style I draw now, and this is then better for the measurement. So a proof you can draw a Korean bow Turkish style too. Of course, why shouldn't we? So. $141.5. $149.7. $153.9. Now I use the heavy arrows, 405 grain in total. 140.3. 139.5. 142.5. So you see, size matters and weight too. Résumé. What do I think of my KTB? Original KTB, built by original Korean bow builder. Very nice. Yeah, so I very much appreciate the help of my friend to get this bow for me and for my other friend. Without him, we wouldn't have got these bows. Yeah, so the communication was in Korean language, and so since I don't speak Korean language, we needed help. So there is no website where you can order this bow. You need to have someone who is capable of this language and do the communication for you, or you know another Korean guy who can help you. And in this case, Kim Min Cheol has created very nice bows. So I've been taught that every bow follows a strict building plan for each section. So there are names for each section and there's definition how they should look like. And so the Korean traditional bows look all very much alike. And this is okay, yeah, this is fine. This fabric here is a standard edition. The winding here, this twine, has been blue before, so dark, nice blue, very nice. But since I will have a black tiger quiver set, hopefully then by Monday, blue doesn't really match with the color, and so I've made it black. The handle is always very unique for every archer, so it's depending on your hand. Sometimes you can use the bow of another that has a similar hand size, and then you can use it. Like the bow I have borrowed from my friend, this handle was very nice working for me, and that's the reason why I kept this one a bit wider as well, because I'm used to the wide handles. And furthermore, there are a few ways to specifically personalize your bow more. I think of you can just color this fabric. This is possible, yeah, if you want to do it. And what else? I wouldn't touch the surface. And the string breeches is a soft fabric as well, very nice one. And of course the bamboo area should be seen, because this is the special one. The hoodies are very much looking alike, so this is somehow a standard, but I think in detail they are a bit different, so you need to have a close look. And if you are capable of Korean language and science, you may be able to read this. I'm not, but I can read here that it's a 30, there's a 30, so that we have 30 pounder. There are two or a few other numbers not so sure about. Maybe they would be helpful to understand, but naja, I have arrows for this very nice bow, and so I'm good to go. The shape of Korean bows are very nice. Yeah, so you have these nice curves. You have always a low brace height. So I haven't seen a traditional Korean bow with a higher brace height than 6 or so before. So this is 5.5. The training bow I have borrowed is even less, so less than 5. And yeah, it's interesting. If you have done the step-through method, then you need to get your leg out. But this is no problem at all. The bow performs very nicely. So I didn't hear a sound. There is no hand shock, of course. I even don't feel vibration since I do this side katra or torque, or however you want to name it. Yeah, this very nice sound. It's a laminated bow that reacts to your environment, similar to what we experience with grocer bows. So the biocomposite bows also react to humidity. I have several, and the nominal poundage that's written on the bow can be exceeded up to 7 pounds depending on the humidity. And similar, we have it here. So the boyer measured 30 pounds, and I believe that he has done it. Yeah, so this is fine. But here in my environment, I have more pound. And the strength is here 6 to 8 pound higher, depending on the humidity. In Germany, we will most likely never have 30% humidity. Maybe not as long as I live, weather changes, but not as quickly. So if you order a KTB, be aware that humidity is different in Korea. If the bow has been built in winter times, where the humidity is around 60%, you will have nearly the poundage that's written on the bow in our summer, after rain. Yeah, so mind this. You can add in the lower poundages approximately around 7 pound, 6 to 8, so approximately 7 pound to the nominal weight that's written on the bow. It could be higher on higher poundages. So mind this, and then you will be able to pull your bow. I would, if I do, so I go a bit lower, and then when I have the training and muscles are there, then I can exceed to the next level, and always at approximately 7 pound. All right, what else to say? Yeah, again, thank you very much, my friend, for your help and your excellent support and your training and the knowledge you give to me. This is very much appreciated. And thanks everybody for watching. Wish you a nice week, and fingers crossed for our friends in Ukraine, as always. Thank you. Bye-bye.